The attacks on pro-Trump attorney Lin Wood continue following his removal from the Carter Page case in Delaware, following his investigation by the State Bar of Georgia into whether or not he is competent to be an attorney. He is now being investigated for voter fraud. Yes, you heard it. The state of Georgia suddenly cares about voter fraud when it might be from Lin Wood. However, they have some real problems with their legal theory, and we're going to talk about it now. Let's read Lin's post, and then I will explain the legalities behind this, okay? Lin Wood says, "Wow, I said the list of attacks against me would continue to grow. I was right again. WSB in Atlanta just informed me by email that Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger has opened an investigation of me on whether I was a resident of Georgia in November of 2020 when I voted in person for President Donald Trump. Guess Brad does not read my Telegram posts. Oh, Lin, he does. I only announced yesterday my change of residency to South Carolina, effective yesterday, February 1st. Until yesterday, I've been a resident of Georgia since 1955. Ha! The enemy's attacks are getting weaker and weaker. The enemy is a loser. Brad is a loser. Brad is going to jail." All right. Now, this has also been reported in several publications, and I will have links to all of these things down in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. But the long and short is they saw Lin Wood's Telegram post that said he was moving to South Carolina. Now, Lin has already been residing in South Carolina since possibly even before the election, and he announced that on Telegram that he had been living at his South Carolina home for a while. Now, he has multiple properties, and you are actually allowed to go between different properties without changing residence all the time. I mean, think how ridiculous that would be if you lived in one state, like in my state in Minnesota, for part of the year, and then you also did winters down in a southern state. Having to change your residence every single time you move to a different property would be silly. You have an intention to return to your home, that is still your residence. Even if you're gone for an extremely long period of time, if you have an intention to return, then you can return to your home state, your domicile. And that is the issue here. There's nothing indicating that Lin Wood had changed his domicile prior to February 1st. So let's look at the Georgia statute for determining this during an election. All right, here it is. It is Chapter 2, Article 6, Section 21-17. This is the Georgia Election Code. And we're going to focus on Section 2. A person shall not be considered to have lost such person's residence who leaves such person's home and goes into another state or county or municipality in this state for temporary purposes only with the intention of returning, unless such person shall register to vote or perform other acts indicating a desire to change such person's citizenship and residence. It's not just a simple matter of going and living at another property. Lin has owned this South Carolina property, presumably for an extended period of time, and he can go there as long as he wants. Technically, he could go there for years at a time, as long as his intention was to return to Georgia, especially if he maintained the property that he owned in Georgia, and if he continued to exercise his rights to vote in Georgia and not in South Carolina. You only change your residence or domicile according to Georgia state law when you actually have no intention of returning to the state. And Lin has never expressed that. To my knowledge, that's what he's claiming here. And for them to overcome this, they're going to have to prove with some specific proof that Lin had intended to change his residence to South Carolina prior to the election in 2020, which would probably mean they would have to prove that he registered to vote in South Carolina and maybe even voted in the election. Something I don't think Lin would have done, but maybe Lin Wood, with all of this going on, decided to vote twice in the election. Doesn't seem plausible to me. Look, it doesn't matter what you think about Lin Wood personally or not. I think we can agree that the attacks on him are retaliatory for his very outspoken takes on the 2020 election. Lots of this seems politically motivated, and this investigation from Brad Raffensperger seems particularly egregious to me, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down in the description and tell me, Do you think that Brad Raffensperger is persecuting Lin Wood? Is this political retaliation for his public statements? What's going on here? I would love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, peace. Peace.